Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we're making chicken gumbo. I've never made a gumbo before, but I know it's a very flavorful dish. And a gumbo is a soup, not a stew. And it's very popular in the state of Louisiana. Gumbo consists primarily of a strong flavored stock, meat and shellfish and thickeners, and three kinds of vegetables: celery, bell peppers, and onions. Cajun gumbo is generally based on a dark roux as a thickener, and okra could serve as a thickener too. But the key of a gumbo is a Cajun seasoning. So let's make our own Cajun seasoning. You will need 3 teaspoons of paprika, of which 2 of them should be a sweet paprika. I'm using a Hungarian paprika, and 1 should be a smoked paprika. You're also gonna need 2 teaspoons of salt, but salt always added to taste. You're also gonna need a teaspoon of garlic powder. You're also going to need 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, which is 15 cranks of your pepper mill. And you're gonna need a teaspoon of white pepper, and white pepper has a tiny bit of a lemon flavor to it. You're gonna need a teaspoon of onion or onion powder, 1 teaspoon of dry oregano, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and I'm adding a teaspoon of dried shallots because Louisiana cuisine is Creole cuisine mostly, so I just wanted to have a little touch of French cuisine in there. Then we're gonna mix it all together. And if you don't want to make your own Cajun spice, you can buy a store-bought one. I'm going to use 3 different types of meat for my gumbo. 1 large chicken breast, 1 small pork tenderloin. It's going to be sliced, and traditionally 4 links of smoked andouille sausage. Then we need to very generously season the meat on both sides with our homemade Cajun seasoning. And seasoning the meat not just gonna flavor the meat, but also the taste of it and the flavor of our homemade Cajun seasoning is gonna transfer on to our soup. This way we don't have to season it as much. So we're just gonna season our chicken breast and then pork tenderloin. I'm adding pork tenderloin, I just happen to have it. That's why I've decided to add it, but you don't have to. You can just use the chicken. And whatever you have left, you can package and sell it. No, just keep it for next time. Then you need to add about a tablespoon of cooking oil to a broiling pan, and we're gonna layer our meat and we're gonna broil it on high. The reason I'm broiling the meat, I want it to get a little bit of a sear, and the juices that it's gonna create, we're gonna use in the soup. Broil your meat on high for about 15 to 20 minutes until it gets browned, and you will see you will have about half a cup of juices that we're gonna use in the soup. And here are all the ingredients you need to make a gumbo, and also will be listed in the description box below. And first of all, you're gonna need 3 main vegetables, which is your onion, your celery, and your bell peppers. And you're gonna need okra. I have 1 pound of okra here, which is this funny pepper-looking vegetable. In Russian, we call it bamia. In the case of okra, heating increases the viscosity of the mucilage of the plant, and the result is very gooey. And okra in this dish also serves as a thickener. We also gonna need 8 cups of chicken broth, and I'm using the boned chicken broth just for some added flavor. I also have 1 jalapeno pepper chopped, 5 cloves of garlic minced, and 1 bunch of parsley chopped. Using beer in making gumbo is very traditional, so I'm gonna use a half a bottle of any dark beer. I have a porter beer here, and 5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And using andouille sausage is very traditional in making gumbo. And by the way, it is pronounced andouille, although it has two L's, but the two L's are silent. After slicing the sausage, we're gonna slice our meats, and the chicken breast is gonna get cubed, and so is the pork tenderloin. And you can always try a piece. Oh boy, this is so good. And here we have it, 2 cups of andouille sausage, 2 cups of chicken breast, 2 cups of pork tenderloin, and we have half a cup of the juice from the meats. Before we start making our gumbo, let's talk about roux. Roux is in equal parts of cooking oil and flour. I have 1 cup of each. To prevent lumps in your roux, first add cold oil and flour and mix it into a smooth paste. And after your paste is very smooth, you can turn on the heat and start making roux. And every Louisiana chef who makes gumbo is proud of his roux. And to describe the color that we have to achieve, we're gonna be playing some coffee drinks game. Constantly mixing your roux, we need to achieve a certain color. Here it is after 3 minutes of cooking. That looks like a vanilla latte. Here it is after 5 minutes of cooking. That looks like caramel maccchiato. Here it is after 7 minutes of cooking. That looks like Caffè Mocha. You can take it all the way to black coffee. That will take you about 10 minutes. After our roux is ready, we're gonna start adding the vegetables. Add the onions, then the celery, then the bell peppers, and then the jalapeno peppers. We're gonna mix it together, and we're gonna let our vegetables to sweat a little bit in the roux. And they just have to be translucent. To help our vegetables to cook faster, we're just gonna add that half a cup of juices from the meat. We're gonna mix it and cook it. And after your vegetables are done, we're gonna add the garlic. The garlic gets mixed in, and it already smells so good. Then we're gonna add our beer. We're gonna add half a bottle of beer. And beer primarily added to the recipe just for the flavor. And we're gonna add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. We're gonna mix it all together. And as you can see, it's kind of looks like a vegetable mash. After that, we're gonna add the chicken stock. Mix it all together. So sorry for making a little bit of mess. I'll clean it up so you guys have a better and much cleaner view. And here it is, all clean. Then okra added to the soup and all the meats. And at this point, you already can see after all the ingredients added to the soup whether you need a little bit more of the chicken stock or whether it's enough. Just remember that after for long cooking, the soup is gonna thicken up a little bit, so just don't add a chicken stock yet. We're gonna add some seasoning, which is a black pepper, and we're gonna simmer it on low for 1 hour. While our gumbo is simmering away, we're gonna cook some white rice because traditionally it's served with rice. And I'm using a basmati rice, which is aged basmati rice. It has a very nice smoky flavor. And besides white rice, chicken gumbo is usually served with spring onions. So I'm just gonna chop some spring onion as a finishing touch. Let's check on our gumbo after 1 hour of simmering. It looks so good. You can take this process for up to 2 hours. The longer you cook, the more thicker it's gonna become. We're just gonna add a little bit of chopped parsley. We're gonna taste our gumbo, and at this point you can adjust all the seasonings. So if it needs more salt, add more salt, and if it needs more black pepper, you can add more black pepper. Then you can turn off the heat, close the pot, and let things settle there a little bit. Our rice is cooked and it smells so good. To serve the rice on top of the gumbo, I like to mold it into small balls. So just put a little bit of the white rice inside the small bowl, then just press it down, and then we can serve it on top of our gumbo. And now it's a serving time. Look how beautiful this gumbo looks. It has so much flavor from all the meats in it, from the Cajun seasoning, from okra, from all the good things we put in it. And then you just put the white rice on top of the gumbo and garnish it with a spring onion, and we're ready to dig in. Are you ready? And as I'm tasting this gumbo, it brings so much warmth to your body. No wonder gumbo considered to be a soul food. I hope you like this recipe, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.